Hey Starlings, I got a new camera and I also got a Rode mic. What do we think? Okay, so I got a palette from Narrative Cosmetics. It's called their Tropical Sunset. And for those who probably went, Lita, I've heard Narrative before. Where did I hear that before? It's because Narrative was the same company that made the, top of my head, tear stick that I reviewed a couple months back. And so they reached out and they said, hey, you liked our SFX products. Would you like to check out our actual beauty products and see what you think? And I said, of course. So today we're gonna do a first impression of the Tropical Sunset palette by Narrative Cosmetics. Let's get to it. Of course I wanna do this on a day where I had gotten eaten alive by mosquitoes the night before because there was a bonfire, and I'm just itchy all over. And I don't know where my cortisone cream is. So I shifted you guys over, and I took out the little plastic thing. I will remove this in a second. It's to cover up the mirror, just so secrets. But this is the palette. It's called Tropical Sunset. Honestly, with the name, I was expecting warmer colors. I'm not sure, like, I'm not sure what I'm thinking. But with Tropical Sunset, I think I might have a palette that, like, it popped into my head first time, like, I heard Tropical Sunset. Okay, so it turns out I had a few palettes that came to mind. So we have this one by Ace Beauty. It's the Falling For You. It was their autumn palette, and I think it's very, very cute. I like the colors in it, and this makes me think of sunsets. Whenever I think tropical sunset, first thought was Aruba. So we also have this Pure Cosmetic. It was their festival one, and I think it's super cute. And again, I think tropical sunsets, except for that random purple that's in there, but that also makes me think of festival. And then this one, Alamar Cosmetics. I'm sorry if I butchered that. This one I also think sunsets, ocean, beach babes. But that is not why we are here today. We are here to review Narrative Cosmetics. This is my first eyeshadow palette from them, and I can't get this off because I need a mirror so I can see. But this is my first ever palette from them. And I really like their tear stick. I do plan on taking it whenever I get acting gigs because I forgot how to do the ability to cry on cue. So it's gonna be very, very helpful to take that with me. And now we're gonna peel this off. Oh yeah, so satisfying. Hi guys. That's my setup. You can see the camera, my lights. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so I had to recharge my batteries and then I was watching the clips, and up until this point, I didn't have the mic on. The mic I was like gloriously talking about, so I apologize for that. But like I was saying, I want to do a tropical rainbow look, I think. So we're going to mess with as many colors as possible without it looking muddled and hope for the best. So like, I think I want the sunset to start up here, or like a version of a sunset, and then do cool colors here because you have cool and warm colors in the palette. So I'm gonna take, I think, the tangerine, which is like the lighter orange of the two. Hibiscus is red. It's not a dark orange. Eventually I'll get the hang of this. Just so everyone knows, at the time of filming this, it is past midnight. That was the orange, okay. So in person, tangerine looks more like a blood orange. It's not nearly as orange as I assumed, but it looks orange on camera, so that's good. I'm just kind of winging this. There is a lot of color, and that was literally just one little boop, and this is the payoff that you get, which can be good if you're doing really abstract looks like the one I'm sort of planning to do. But if you want something more subtle, I think you're gonna have to be extremely light-handed, and I'm already a light-handed person as is, but yeah, what do I know? I like the color. I just wish it was a smidge more of like a clementine tangerine orange in person, but it does look orange on camera, so I guess that's the most important thing. Now, one color I always struggle to get to show up is yellow, so we're gonna take this sunset gold, and we're just gonna, I did the same method I did with the tangerine, and I just did one little plop, but I feel like the yellow's gonna need a smidgen more, and sort of showing up on camera. It's sort of showing up in person, so it's the most accurate of the colors so far to where it sort of shows up. But that's expected with yellow pigments for some reason. Anyone who like knows color formulations for makeup and you can explain why yellow is so difficult to get to show up, please let me know. Because there might be a hack to get yellow to pop up and you can see it. I just don't know it. That'd be great. Gonna go back in with the tangerine and place that color right back in there. I wanted to go for a softer color scheme at first, like make the colors look more pastel, but now that I realize that these shadows have a lot of power behind them, it looks like this is going to be a very bold look, which was not what I was intending. But I never will turn away a bold look. I do love my bold makeup styles. So we're gonna keep packing on this yellow so it pops up in person. Like this side's showing up, but it's not blending how I want it to. Ugh, come on now. Come on now. Like this side's just not doing what I want it to do, but this is my troubled eye. Is this the eye I can't see out of? Yeah, this is the eye. I can't see out of this eye very well. Okay, I might have an idea to kind of mask this yellow and make it look better. I'm gonna take coral, which is the pink shade, not the bright pink. That's watermelon. We're gonna take coral instead and put that right below our yellow. Kind of resembles tangerine a little bit. Yeah, it just kind of looks like tangerine. Unless I'm just going crazy. That is very much a possibility. And in that case, don't listen to me. Yeah, that just masks the yellow entirely and it kind of turns it brown right there. Maybe don't mix pinks and yellows. That's probably a bad idea on my end. I barely passed color theory in high school. So maybe don't listen to me on that. Okay, so we have the warm colors placed where we want them. And I think now we're gonna start with the inner corner and just work our way out, I believe. So I'm going to be taking Seafoam. It's the sea green color. It's actually a color that's my favorite out of this entire palette. And I might mix it with a little bit of white sand to lighten it up even more. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Because I kind of want it to represent Seafoam. Sadly, there are no neutrals in this palette. I would have appreciated maybe just like a sandy brown, like, I don't know. You know? Just for a little more diversity. But I'm gonna take Seafoam. And I like that I mixed it with the white because the Seafoam in the pan looked a little dark. And I also really like how well Seafoam and white sand mixed together. Literally just their teal and their white. Mixed perfectly to give me this very pretty natural looking fun highlight. I'm serious, this looks really, really pretty. Now I believe I will take Pacific Blue. It's the baseline blue instead of the more indigo. We're gonna take Pacific Blue and blend that in to kind of represent the water itself. Or if you want to look at it at a perspective of sunlight part of the sunset to where the nighttime's coming in, we can look at it that way. That's actually probably a better analogy than the water because I want to add purples and darker pinks. The cooler shades from my review, they tap off better and they're not as boom once like you tap off some of the excess powder, making it much easier to work with than your warmer tones, as you could have probably clearly seen earlier in the video. I just don't know where I'm going with this. If I want to add glitter or do I want to add just cartoon stars? I'm not sure yet. I blended that out, I think, a little too far. Oh well. I will show swatches of the colors because I'm not going to obviously be able to use like the green. I won't be able to use the black or the deep red. I'm going to try and use the beautiful purple that's in here, but I will do my best to show you all of the colors in some way, if I remember. It is quite late. Really like that Seafoam with the white sand. That's so pretty. Okay, we've come to a halt because I want to put the purple here and then add like stars and dots like how I normally do, but I don't know what to put in the center. Maybe I'll put white with sunset gold to kind of represent like the shimmer of the sun. Just kind of put it here like as a halo eye, and then maybe I'll put like a shimmer because these are all mattes, which I appreciate. I don't know. 1 second. I think I've decided I'm gonna do the method I just said, which was put down white sand and mix it with the yellow. See, that's the pastel I was going for, but I just don't know how well, if that's gonna turn green, which I don't want it to do. See, that white sand, that white is so powerful, and I love a powerful white powder, but I need this yellow to show just a little bit. I'll blend it out later. Yeah, it's kind of turning green. Oh, color theory, you bested me again. Oh, I never said what I primed my eyes with because this primer's a lifesaver. I got it at the Morphe store when I was in Pennsylvania, I think it was. And it's their Luis primer. This stuff's great. And I got it in Rumor 1, which is almost like the lightest shade next to just straight up white. I didn't want straight up white, so I got one that had a little bit of color to it. Okay. I think I'm gonna add maybe the coral and then blend the purple after I blend the yellow out. Because I really don't want green with this blue, but I think that's just inevitable at this point. So we're winging it here tonight. Okay, so I did my best to blend out the yellow and the blue, and I'm just putting back the tangerine color because it looks orange on screen, which is what I want at the end of the day. But that coral color just comes off a replica shade, and I don't know why it's doing that because it looks pink in the palette. But for some reason in person, it blends too well with the orange, and I didn't change any settings on my camera. And it's a shame because I do like the other colors, and I like the color that the coral appears to be, but at the end of the day, it's not. It's not the color it's claiming it is. It's a catfish is what it is. I should have done a catfish look. But now we're going to add, I think we're gonna test out the watermelon, and then we're gonna blend it with Nightfall, which is obviously a purple shade for Nightfall. And hopefully it looks good? Question mark? I'm going to take this brush and we're gonna pat into the Patrick Star pink. That's what I would have called it. And we're just gonna boop, 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 boop. Oh wow, that's like fuchsia. It's not watermelon. And I don't know how well this is gonna blend with the yellow. Oh. I don't know, maybe I just don't know what I'm doing, and that's what's making this makeup look not look as great. What do you guys think? Did I just royally mess up? Possibly. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to... Where'd my brush go? Okay, I think I sort of solved it. Sort of, possibly, maybe. Solved it. This eye looks fine. This one, for some reason, no matter how much I blend it, it doesn't want to do it. It doesn't want to listen to me. Story of my life, nothing wants to listen to me. Not even myself. I'm going to work on the base next before I put on the dark purple because I want to like extend it downwards and give it an avant-garde appearance, if that makes any sense. So we're going to pause the eyes for a moment and get into the face. This is the Watermelon Glow Dewdrops to moisturize my face because it has been a long day. And this also adds a smidge of glow, but not too much, but I want there to be glow. I want to feel like I'm on the sandy beaches of Aruba with a mojito in my hand and flamingos at my feet. That's a lie, I've actually never seen a flamingo in real life. I want to, but the island of flamingos in Aruba is not wheelchair accessible. I know, breaks my heart. This stuff smells so good though. Next, I just have some glow drops. This is gonna really make it look like I was out in the sun all day, and you got that sheen. I love this stuff to put it under my foundation to give it that very beautiful glow. I don't put as much of this stuff on my neck because I don't want it to look oily, but I do love these drops. I think they're so nice. I consider them to be up there with my Rare Beauty Glow Primer. I would actually compare the Rare Beauty Glow Primer to the dewdrops I just used, and not so much these. This, I should say. But it gives me that beautiful glow when I rotate my face. And don't worry, I know it looks a little shiny on camera, but it will eventually look very, very nice under. our foundation. Next, because I hate my pores, especially right here, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Power Grip. Usually I mix this with the glow drops, not the dew drops, but the glow ones that you saw. But again, it is past midnight and I'm not thinking clearly. So this might be a train wreck in itself. But since the dewdrops are still wet, I think this will blend decently. I mean, it looks good on camera. I'm scared to check it in person. That's why I refuse to look in the mirror and see how blotchy everything looked. Time for the big reveal. I mean, I guess it's fine. It's not the best. Hopefully the foundation will cover it. So if anyone would like to see more sleep-deprived Lolita reviews filmed at 12:30 at night, let me know in the comments, because this is quite fun, not having a filter and being delirious from the day filming all this. Now this part is fun. We get to do some mixology in this house. I have my L'Oreal Infallible. I used this a couple of times since I purchased it a few days ago, and I like it. It's just a little too golden for my skin, especially right now, since I spent most of the summer in cold locations. So I need to lighten it up a bit and dull the gold undertones that it has. So first, since I lost most of my tan, I'm gonna go in with an LA Girl white, just a drop, just a little drop. Oh, I lied, big blob. And then I'm going to take the LA Girl Pro Color blue mixing pigment to get rid of some of that gold that we talked about. So we're just gonna take a nice splotch. Yeah, that should be good. And I forgot to grab my mixing spatula, so we're just gonna do this with the back of a makeup brush. So we're just mixing it. I might have to add a little bit more white because this is still quite dark for me. Well, it's getting there. You can't even see what I'm doing, can you? So this is still, I think, a little dark, but you want to match it to your neck. Yeah, it's still, well, it's quite light. It should be good. I made it a little too light, but the face is not our main focus tonight. Our main focus is, in fact, the eyes. So this brush I found on sale, and I don't know if they even make it anymore, the E6 from Morphe. I love it. This is too light. I made it too light. I do love this brush though. It is great. I look like a ghost. Oh no. Oh, this is fun. Makeup has no rules, except when you make yourself 3 shades lighter. I might have to mix in some of the actual foundation because I can't do this. Even when it oxidizes, this won't look good. We're just gonna, I know it's gonna add some of that gold back in, but whatever. This is fun. I'm having a good time. You having a good time? I'm having a grand old time. I look like Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm scared to look at this on in person. I'm scared to look at it. Okay, in person, you're not gonna believe this. It matches decently. It's still too yellow because I grabbed the wrong shade when I was at the store, but it matches like my chest. No one's gonna believe me. Like, Lita, why are you lying? Lying, Lita. But when we put all the stuff on it, it should hide it. This was just not the foundation choice for this video. I'm not gonna keep this on. Okay, whoa. So I redid the makeup, not the makeup, the face. And I used Wet n Wild's Tinted Moisturizer Foundation. It's my safety net. Like if anything goes wrong, I just use this and I know it will match to some extent. And I know that it's not too yellow, it's not too neutral for me, it's not too peachy. And then for concealer, I just used the Bare With Me by NYX. And now we can get on to the cream contour slash bronzer because I want to go for more of a summer look. And this is the Alley-Oop Trio. We're gonna take, wait, which one is this? Because I have 2 of them. Sassy Pants. I like that. So I'm gonna take the bronzer because it has a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. And we're just gonna put that and blend upwards and hope for the best. And work it all over the face. So the reason I do that, the creams with all the face pretty much still wet, is so when you put the powder over and then you put, say, the powdered blush and then you put the powdered contour, all of it meshes together because it knows where to stick and becomes more vibrant where you had the cream and liquid products. Couldn't decide between this dewy blush. It looks very pigmented straight out of the tube, but it's very faint. Or I could just skip ahead and use my putty blush by e.l.f. and this one is the Tahiti one, and then just build it up once I put the powder over it because I was just going to use this as my powdered blush. People who don't understand makeup, and even some people who do understand makeup, are going to be very confused by what I just said, but it made sense to me. I think I'm just going to go with the e.l.f. blush because I liked it when I did this for an audition because I know the powder is going to calm down the color, but I also kind of want that. I just sat out in the sun all day. I had a couple of drinks, so I'm a little flushed, you know? Ta-da! And now we gotta set the face. My favorite powder that has no flashback with like flash photography is this CoverGirl translucent powder. I love this stuff. It is my go-to, especially when I was doing my premiere for 1UP, I took this powder with me. And then I also took the Maybelline powder foundation because I loved that one as well because there was no flashback. I think I mainly ended up using the Maybelline one throughout the night, but for the original setting of my face, I did use this stuff because it is that good. I have to set here because I'm getting old and it tends to settle in those lines. And then I'm gonna use a fluffy brush to set the rest of everything. I don't like the idea of baking. I don't think it's meant for my skin, which is pretty dry. I think it was meant for those with normal to combinations of oily, because I tried to do the whole baking thing. It never worked out for me, which I was kind of upset about because it looked like so much fun to get that nice swoop with your beauty blender to get the powder all under there, under those eyeballs like this, and then you can just swipe it away. So satisfying. I never got to do that because it always looked awful on me in the end. And now we can get to the rest of the face before we get to the purple at the eyes. This video's not over yet. We still have to do the eyes. The eyes are not through. So I have my Ace Beauty here, and this is the bronzer kit that I have. I'm going to take, I think, a mix of this one and this one. They don't have names. So I'm going to start with the lightest and put that where I placed that cream bronzer earlier. Take it up here, give us some dimension, so I sound more important, just say all these words. I know nothing looks like it's popping up on camera, but it does in person. And then I'm gonna take that second shade that I showed you, this one, and we're just gonna boop, 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 and start blending that upwards. Come on, Kara, get out of my face. You know, people don't do tutorials anymore on YouTube, I've noticed. Not nearly as often. Kind of sad. La, 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 la. And then I'm just taking what's left just so my nose doesn't get lost. I'm not going to full on contour it because I still don't know how to do that. So the blush was lost when I was doing the CoverGirl powder. So we're just going to take a little smidgen just to bring back some of that pink. Okay, we're back to the eyeballs. Now that we have our base covered, I'm going to take the Nightfall, which is the purple, not the indigo, the purple. And we're just gonna start blending from under and just try and blend it into that watermelon shade. I didn't use as much of the watermelon shade as I thought I was going to, which is fine in the end. I can't get the Nightfall to stick to that one part of my face. There we go. So I want it to be very strong. I want the purple to be the strongest because the day is ending. Night is coming, night has fallen, so we're gonna make it very, very bold with this purple. And on camera, it again, at least from my monitor, it looks pink, but it's not. It's this beautiful, like warm violet color. And I don't know why it's not showing like it should be. I apologize, because in person, the colors look really good. And I'm just gonna keep pulling that around. We're gonna have some fun with this and kind of hide any mistakes we made on the face. And then I'm just gonna kind of drag it around and make it a little messy. How about that? Yeah. I love avant-garde looks. This isn't even really avant-garde, it's just a little more exaggerated. I've done a couple of avant-garde makeup looks. They never really popped off like I wanted them to, which kind of made me sad. But this purple blend's really nice. I'm pleasantly surprised because sometimes purples can be a little patchy. But this one has been the star of the show. The star of the palette, I should say. So we're just gonna keep dragging that bad boy. And drag it down as close as possible to this eye. And we're not there yet. Keeping a light hand. La 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 la. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna take a clean brush that has nothing on it, just to blend out those edges, because this isn't a paint look to where you can have splotchy edges. This is supposed to be a night sky. And I changed my mind. I might add a little bit of that indigo sky blue in the very, very inner corner to give it that night is branching out. I just don't know which brush I'm gonna use. I'm gonna try this M321. 321, go. This is pretty. I'm not usually a fan of indigo, but I'm not gonna use a ton of it. Just enough so you can see like where this purple's coming from, and then it doesn't blend too much in with that pink. Because I love putting the darkest of colors on my outer corner of my eyeball, and then branch out the lighter colors. I feel like that really made a difference. Okie dokie. Shift you guys over a little bit. Hey, so this is a pastel pink eyeliner from LA Girl. I don't think they even make this one anymore. So I not in this like twisty one, but I'm gonna hope it works to begin with. There we go. Plop that bad boy in the waterline. Ta-da! Very nice. Kind of helps open up the eye a little bit. Now that that's over, we can get to the fun part, which is my favorite part of these kind of looks. The liquid white liner. Time to add some dots and stars. I'm trying to think where to begin. This is the NYX Epic Wear. It is one of my favorites, if not my favorite entirely. These are my signature little 3 dots. Ba-boom. They're not even, but whatever. Now, I'm not really good at making like that diamond look. Like, I try my best. Oh, it looks so bad. Take a little bit more of the white. And we're gonna... Yeah. You get to do it on the other side. This one's gonna be a little different. We're gonna... This is very serious. Very serious endeavor. Good enough. Okay, so I didn't have any of like a good liquid gold glitter shadow, which I swore I did, but apparently I don't. So what I'm gonna end up using is maybe this gold. Actually, probably not, it's a little dark. Because I wanna add a glitter to where I put the yellow to give it at least some life. Okay, so I think I'm gonna settle. This is Sahara Nights by Eloise. I might go with maybe City Lights. Yeah, it's the lightest. It's a little pinkish. And if not, I'll go with Miami. Oh, I got an itch. I think I might go with City Lights first. It has a little bit of a pink undertone, but it might disguise itself under that yellow. Yeah, it looks okay. Here, I'll zoom you guys in. Hey, how you guys doing? You can't really see it. I might have to get a setting spray so the glitter has something to stick to. I don't want it really to go anywhere. So I'm just kind of patting it in, hoping it'll stick to something. And I'm not trying to get it into any of those other colors. Boop, 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 boop. You thought we were done? No. I have KVD's, is this the Alchemist? Yes, the Alchemist highlighter kit. I haven't used it in forever, but I want to use the blue to highlight that really, really pretty sea foam mixed with white sand. So we're gonna take that blue and put it up into that darker blue. But then we're gonna have some fun and mix the emerald with it, because I love mixing those two together. So this gives that blue more power. And then the best part is we're gonna take a smaller brush, if I can find one. Come on. So I grabbed a lip color brush. I'm gonna take that green emerald and blend the two together, because I love how powerful these colors can get. It's a shame I don't have like a reason to wear this palette more often, but I do love it a lot. And then I'm gonna take the brush that had the blue on it, and we're gonna, I feel like this really helps bring it to life. Ta-da! So for lips, I think I'm just gonna decide on a neutral brown, because there's nothing neutral about this, and I want all the attention on this eye look. So, gonna use brown by NYX and line the lips, as one does. This is the Fudge Me Butter Gloss by NYX. I love the names. I feel like they're so much fun. And just ta-da. And I feel like the final step for this look is to bring my lower lashes to life, and I never get to make them really exaggerated, so that's what I want to do today. I never get the opportunity to make them super pronounced, and I want to do that tonight. So we're going to add a ton of mascara to them, because they're naturally quite long. We're going to let that dry, and then we're going to do the other side, and then we're going to put a little bit more on them. Like, look, they already look cooler than this side. And of course my fake lashes that I have on don't want to cooperate and look the part, which is kind of sad and really annoying. What fun. So this is the sunset look I think we've settled on, and I'm actually really proud of it. I didn't do as many stars and dots as I wanted to, but I think I don't think it needed it, and I was gonna add like little sparkly gems that I had, but I feel like the matte look with just a little bit of glitter in person is enough. Now I get to show you all my favorite part, the colors being swatched. So I'm taking the same primer so you guys can get a very good idea of what the colors look like. I'm just gonna rub that into my skin. One thing I like about this primer in general is that it won't dry down until you add a powder to it to set it, which I am very thankful for and I really like. I can't do the other hand because kind of got a tattoo there. So yeah. Think we're ready to do some swatching, baby. First row, we're gonna start with Sky Blue, which is this nice indigo shade that we used on the very, very outer corner. How do people do this? How do people swatch evenly? Never done this on camera. Yeah. Ow. One of my bug bites is itching. Next is the Nightfall shade. How do people do this? See, that's so uneven. I don't know how people can just do it like so like straight. There's my answer. Next is that coral shade. Okay, I'm gonna like really try here. See, it looks pink. For some, it looks pink. Last color in the first row is that Pacific Blue. That's not bad. Time for row 2, where the only color we didn't use was Palm Green. So we're gonna see how that one looks for the first time today. We're gonna first dip into that Watermelon, which is that fuchsia pink. Oh yeah. Very different from coral. And now we are dipping into that Palm Green. It's fine. It looked darker in the pan, but I'm quite a fan of lime green shades. This is the worst swatch ever. I apologize. Still. Next up is that, what was it called? Sunset Gold. Yeah, yellows are just difficult, I think. And then we have Seafoam, which is that teal that I really do like. And now we're gonna get into Charcoal, which is a black shade that I always fancy. A nice black matte shadow. That's nice. I like that a lot. Now into our last 3. Hibiscus, a red shade that we didn't get to use. Looks more like an orange to me. Well, let's try hibiscus, tangerine, which is the actual orange. Yeah. To me, it just, well, see, on camera, it looks orange. In person, they both look like very similar in person. And last but not least, white sand, which I think is the best white eyeshadow I have in my collection. But that was me testing out Narrative Cosmetics Tropical Sunset eyeshadow palette that is now all grubby with my dirty fingerprints, and I apologize for that. But I like the palette overall. It created a very fun look. I was a little nervous with a few of the shades, such as the coral, to be genuinely honest. In person, when you blend them out, tangerine and coral look the same. They don't look the same, obviously, on the swatching. And the hibiscus, while it looks like a deep red, appears like an orange in person. But on camera, you can tell the difference. I don't know, it's very odd. But other than that, they blend out very, very nicely. So I'm not mad at that. And you can have a lot of fun with these colors. You guys should comment down below if you want me to try and do a special effects look using this to color, say, a special effects look. I'm pretty sure I can do some gnarly bruises, especially with sky blue, that indigo. It'd be perfect for an undertone of a bruise. And if I can use the red, maybe a little bit of that sky blue, and the palm tree and sunset gold to do an aged bruise, that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, if you want me to try and do a special effects look, since spooky season is around the corner, feel free to let me know, since Narrative Cosmetics also does special effects makeup. But with all that being said, I think we're gonna call it a night, Starlings. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, as well as checking out all of my social media links in the description box. I also have a bunch of coupon codes that can save you some money from different shops such as special effects and beauty, as well as clothing and some other miscellaneous websites. Comment down below what kind of video you would like to see next. If you have any ideas or topics, I will read all of the comments. But all that being said, I will see you all later.